Refresh. Oh, start. Refresh. 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 We are live. Okay. HDS. Help Silvio. Thank you. Thank you. Come again. Okay, turn that down. Change the sound over. Alexa, turn stream. Oh no, never mind. I already got it. Boom. Bada boom, bada bang, baby.
I've got to be back in 1 minute.
Alright, 2.22. 2.22. Okay. Alright. El Josh, Obet, A. Landon, MXMX, New Reef. You guys, yo. What's going on? I'm Epic Smasher, and today is Motivational Monday. We're getting set up as we speak. Pretty soon you guys will see a starting screen with a countdown. That will be coming up in the near future. Maybe even a trailer or something. We'll see. Everyone tap that share button. Share it to all your friends. Motivational Monday. Boom. Sent over. Kenneth, welcome. Okay, you with me, Ben?
Yep.
Alright, cool. I like it. Saucy Signal says, hi, what up, Saucy, on the Purple app? What's going on, my boy? Let's get the camera rolling. I like it. Let's get our heart rate. Our heart rate is up and going. Sweet. Lights are on. Solid. We looking fresh. You looking fresh. Y'all tuning in looking fresh. I like it a lot. Okay. Here we go. We're going to start our very first round. While we're starting our first round, Ben?
Yeah.
Ben? Benji?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I could hear you the whole time.
You're just fucking with me, aren't you?
You know, Saucy says it's time for Motivational Monday. That's right. That is right.
Honey?
Yo,
That just made me think we should have like a little
anybody
jingle.
Who needs a smile and positivity. We need a theme tune for Mondays.
No, not a theme tune, just like a little Motivational Monday
Okay.
with Epic Smasher.
Okay. All right. Let's see it.
Maybe not. I don't know. There's an idea.
Smashing your way.
Oh, so you actually want
Motivational Monday. Here for you. Luna Girl, Bray, our Bay, welcome. Okay, we need specific clips. You said too. I need to go to that.
Oh yeah, I sent those on Discord, but you probably haven't read it yet.
Nope. Going to my Discord. Yeah.
It's
Headed
good,
to
buddy.
the Discord. Ready for some Discord. Yeah. Okay, Discord. Okay, using the healer boon. Clip doing parkour, building walls. Oh, so I need to go into building. Using heightened senses boon. And Shroud Striker medallion. Okay. Alright, we got a shot list, baby. We got a shot list. Havoc says, yo, Babito Smashers. What's going on, my friend? You guys know what today is. Today is Motivational Monday. We are excited to help individuals while they go throughout life. Give a different mindset. Give a smile. Give a little positivity. And see if we can make some changes. Help people improve their life. Jay Reese, welcome. That's the goal. We're going to start trickling in. And as we trickle in, we're going to start the questions up. I like it.
Also, if anyone in the chat has questions, then
Oh, yes.
that's also an option.
Also, if anybody in the chat, I forgot about that. If anybody in the chat has questions, we'll answer those as well. We're just waiting on a few more individuals to trickle in real quick. Jay Reese says, see you all suited and booted. That's right. Jay Reese, that's exactly what Ben says. That's funny. That must be like a really, like a UK thing to the max. Suited and booted.
Suited and booted?
That's right.
Suited and booted, mate.
Suited and booted. Havoc says, we want to hear it. We watching the stream together. What you mean? What you were talking about? Like right now? Brad says motivational back again. That's right. Every Monday, y'all. Every Monday. We ready? Jay Reese says me and Ben just tight. That's all. You guys are tight. You guys are too legit.
Too legit to quit.
Oh, it's not build. Definitely not
Wait,
build.
is that what you say? Did you say that?
Too legit to quit.
I feel like that's not you'd say.
Come here. Come here. Come here. Don't run from me, man. Oh, okay. I see you, Havoc. Let's go, my boy. Congratulations. Congratulations. You said, I have a question. What would you say to someone who lacks confidence in themselves? What would I say to somebody who lacks confidence in themselves? Well, one, if they were in front of me, I would ask them part two of the question, because I would be like, well, what are you not confident about? So that way I could kind of tailor that to them. But if we're just general talking, just like not confident in themselves, just not confident in talking to people, what would I say to somebody? I see you, Havoc. Yeah. So somebody who basically lacks confidence. See, I would tailor it. I would definitely tailor it depending on what it is, because lacking confidence is like, okay, well, enough experience could give you confidence in something. So if it's, you lack confidence in, hang on 1 second. Oh, he's getting those shots too. Okay. So, lacking confidence. How would I tell somebody, let's just be generic if I'm not wondering what it is. He says, you can use my example if that helps. Ben says relationships, question mark. Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to identify, so that way I can tailor
I feel like
the
relationships
answer.
is a very common thing that people struggle with confidence in.
I think so too. Just being able to speak in both relationships or in general. Cool. Cool. Thank you for narrowing that down, bro. So if someone lacks confidence in themselves in regards to like talking in relationships or going after girls or talking to people in general, I would say if it comes to a relationship or if it comes to talking to a woman, because there's probably different questions to answer here. So if it comes to like talking to a woman, I would say a couple things that would come into mind that would help somebody be a little bit more confident. I would say the first thing is if you're having issues being confident talking to women, the first thing I would say is go throughout your day with this on mind. Go out, and this is just an example as experiment to try, not the advice I would give. This is more of like an experiment to try and see how you feel after this allotted amount of numbers, okay? So if it comes to women, I would say to try this experiment, go throughout your day intending to find, to see one woman or, however many come up. And I would say the first thing I would do is if I wanted to get my confidence up, I would then say to that individual, I would say, have on your mind to see at least one girl a day. It doesn't like, you don't have to like set this up. It's just, let's say you're out to eat at Starbucks for the morning, or you're at a grocery store, or you're in line somewhere, or you're taking a walk, whatever that may be. I would say challenge yourself to go and without any what's the word, expectation. So I would go out there without expectations. The only thing you're trying to do is get comfortable talking to women, not secure that woman, okay? Basically what you're going to do is go out and give subtle compliments. This is going to bring your spirits up. You're not having an expectation like, let me try to get this number, so there's not as much pressure. So I would start off by saying, give subtle compliments first. Get the feel about how you're showing up. So let's say you do it once a day. After you get, let's say 20 to 30 days in of just, you're giving compliments. You're not getting like, let me try to get that woman. No, you're just giving subtle compliments. Like example would be, is you want to, and I learned this, so this is something that I learned. Whenever you're giving a compliment to a woman, you're going to do it in 3 ways. The first way is to compliment their essence first. Second is to compliment their inner beauty. And then third is to compliment their outer beauty. So just get warmed up with how you're going to compliment somebody, a woman with their essence. Example would be, you go out to eat, you see this young lady in line, she's having great conversation. Oh, we got a dip. She's having like a great conversation with her friends or something like that. You can go up and compliment her essence, like the way that you make the way you make your friends feel is so energetic to the room. Or the way that you show up for your friends is so energetic to the room. I could really feel how much you cared about you show care for your friends. So just using an example like that. And then the second one would be then, you can go outer beauty, which is, you have a beautiful smile, or, just nothing that's like really trying to flirt, is just without expectations. So you can go in there like, hey, if it's not trying to flirt, you just be like, oh, that's, you have a beautiful dress, or your hair looks nice, or just giving these things that you're not trying to get the woman, you're just trying to get comfortable talking to the woman. There you go. Havoc says, dig more into the essence part, those that don't understand. There you go. So, oh, never mind, you're explaining it. Yeah, so I figured out to go step by step. So So that would be the first one there. The second, once again, would be, okay, let me put this down. Okay, you're complimenting their inner beauty. So the one thing that I really noticed about you is how kind you are to the ones around you. So like inner beauty, or the way that they show up for other people, and then outer beauty. Let's say, obviously a beautiful smile, amazing. You have you have an adorable dimple, or just like little subtle things. Like if once again, it comes down to different levels. So if you're trying to talk to that woman, you're probably going to be more flirtatious. If you're not trying to talk to that woman, you're just trying to give her a friendly compliment and dip on, you'll give more subtle ones that are like, you have a very nice smile today, and then just keep walking. Or so that's kind of gonna get you comfortable with just talking to women right off rip and having something to say. Confidence then, in addition, is think, why is a woman gonna reject you? You got to think about that standpoint. Is like, why would a woman reject you? There's probably 3 reasons to it. These would be typical the 3 reasons. So you want to get used to rejection, and you want to get used to, so the more you're rejected, or the more you're turned down, it's like, okay, you can learn from that. How do you learn from that? And then once you learn to take rejection, it becomes that much more easier. So if you kind of understand that only 3 reasons why a woman's not going to choose you. One, the first reason is they're genuinely not attracted to you, right? So that's going to be the first reason. The second reason is it's not the right timing. And the timing can be like, maybe they lost somebody in their family. Maybe they just got out of a long-term relationship. Maybe they're focusing on school or business. And then the third reason is they're with somebody. So those are typically the 3 reasons why a female is not going to pursue. If you try to, flirt or whatever it is, or try to, engage with it in a conversation, 3 reasons is they're genuinely not attracted. They're genuinely not attracted to you. Second is it's just not the right timing. And then third is if they're currently in a relationship. So I would recommend going out there, give subtle compliments for 30 days or so. After the okay, 2.2, guys. SMG love. Oh dang, he stayed in the air long. Oh, we done. Okay. Boom. Okay. So, second thing, if you're not comfortable talking to others, what I would recommend doing, and this is kind of goes back to like how to find a woman, and the one woman that would have a lot of things in common. It comes back to is like put yourself in the circumference of the individuals who you think you're gonna like most or have most in common. So what do you like to do? Do you like cars? So go to a car show. Do you like shoes? Okay, so go somewhere where you're gonna see like where they trade shoes, or probably somebody in a shoe store. I'm just using these things as an example. But so if you're trying to just get comfortable with talking to people, I would recommend just going places that you're already interested, so you can have conversations about stuff that you're interested in, and that person probably is as well, because they're at the same type of event. If you don't have the ability to go to these events, which in most cases you do, there's a lot of resources around you. I would then say go to online communities if you can't go, because there is some people with medical conditions, or if you're just too afraid to start that way. But I do think that in-person interactions are going to give you the best interactions. If you're doing it in person, you're most likely going to find a deeper connection being made versus online having less attachment, something that's tangible. And then in addition, when you're in person, you can kind of set up that next time meeting up or whatever that may be. So we got to get this real quick. So go in person if you can. Go to events all around you that you're interested in, whether it's dancing, singing, card shows, car shows, shoes, clothes, cooking. Go to events where you're going to find people who like to do what you do, and you're going to find great conversation. You start there, and then you realize if over time you realize, okay, if people are going to kind of not be interested in what I'm saying, or not want to build connection, then they're just the wrong people for you. So that would be the second thing. Third is be curious. Be curious about the other person. Listen twice as much as you speak. Be a good listener, because when you're a good listener, you have the ability, when there's a moment, to feed off of what somebody's saying. So the example would be, let's say you just got telling me about your dog Sue, and how your dog Sue has 3 legs. Okay? You just finished it with saying what you need to say about Sue with 3 legs. Then I would be like, oh, you know what? That's actually really unique of Sue to have 3 legs. Like, is there anything that Sue can do that other dogs can't? Then you're listening to what the person's saying, and then you're reapplying it to the conversation. That should help you be able to have different type of conversations, and not just be in your head of like, what should I say? Listen to what they say, and then you have a response. Oh, Ben, am I supposed to be clipping these? How does that work?
No, leave it to me afterwards.
Okay, copy.
Also, don't worry about ending the stream like you did last time. Just keep it rolling.
Oh, keep it rolling.
Also, whilst you were giving some great life advice, we had football marble race in the chat.
Okay.
And he was actually gonna gift you 2 galaxies if you won the game, but you didn't win the game.
What game?
But he did cut if you won the Fortnite game.
Oh, I didn't know that. Rerun it, bro. Rerun it. I wasn't paying attention. I was giving life advice.
You were so busy giving some great life advice that you didn't have a chance to read the chat.
Dang.
But they did come in clutch with hand hearts.
Hand hearts? Oh, I do see a hand heart ×1. That's how you know you cool? Ow, ow. Okay, football says, unlucky on the game, a goodwill gesture. Dang. Should have paid more attention, my friend. Shop Up Fool says, can I play? Right now we are doing Motivational Mondays, so we're answering questions. Once we're done answering the questions, then we'll probably bring some peeps up. But as of now, we are just answering questions, getting all this for the greatness and then we will come back to that. But stay in here so that way you can get an opportunity to be able to play when we're done. Because whoever sticks around will get their chance.
Just to backtrack slightly, the only thing you need to clip is the stuff that I sent you on Discord.
Copy.
And any other obviously other moments that you think are worthy.
Bet. Jay Reese says, one more game! I think that's either a bot or it's somebody, so I'm going to have to take... Oh, it's somebody. Because they just got that visor. Oh, is it? No. Somebody's around here. Because they have that visor, bro. There he is. Come on, come on, come on. Come on. Come on. No, bro. Let me get this fool. Come here, boy.
Football Marbury says, maybe if Football Marbury says, I love what you're doing, man. I love the idea. Maybe if an next streamer doesn't win, I'll come back. Eyes emoji.
Oh no, I had to reload. Why would I stay on that weapon? Football says, I love what you're doing, man. Love this idea. Maybe if the next streamer doesn't win, I'll come back. That's what I'm talking about, Football. That's how you know you cool. I like it. I like it. Okay. So I think that kind of covers, for the most part, of like giving you an example of how you can implement conversations, where you can go to implement those conversations and get in that comfort zone. Because you don't want to go somewhere, I mean, maybe you do if you just want to go really in your own comfort zone, is just go somewhere who, you know, you have no interest in being in. I think that just, it'd be a challenge. I could do it, but I think it would be a challenge, and it would be more of in your favor if you go somewhere that's already thriving your environment, which is, what do you like to do? What kind of people do you like to be around? And going from there. Let's see. So, lines you can use, where you can go, a few exercises that would help you. And yeah, I think that's pretty good so far. Brandon says, "What's up? I'm back from church camp. What's up? How was church camp, bro?" SMG loves somebody. Let's see. Jay Reese says, "Does he understand what's going on?" Ben Fuller, I think he'd be more hyped.
Because the football guy was... The way the football guy was joining people's streams,
Yeah.
and he was like, if you win this game, then I'll give you 2 galaxies.
Oh,
And if not, then he'd go to the next streamer and
I lost it.
like offer them. Then I think he adds 1 galaxy to the next person.
Oh, that's
And
interesting.
I'm not fully glued up on TikTok items, but apparently a galaxy is worth 1,000 coins.
Yeah.
Whatever that's
So
worth.
it's like almost, if you get half of what it is, it would be like, let's say TikTok takes 50%, which I don't know their percent, but either way, it's like $10. It's like $10, we'll say, without them taking a percent.
Got it.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Did you see Havoc's follow-up question or second question?
No, I did not see Havoc's follow-up question.
Do you want me to read it to you, or can you find it?
Please. Yes, please.
Okay, Havoc said, while you have finished that response to my next question, how does one learn to be accountable? 1 out of 2, and then without taking it on, feeling base to self-improve.
Okay, we're gonna have to go one at a time. Okay,
Well,
so how does
actually, I don't
one
fully-
keep themselves accountable? And then part 2 of the question is what?
How does one learn to be accountable without taking it on, feeling base to self-improve? I don't fully understand the base, but I'll be completely honest.
I think what he's trying to say, and correct me if I'm wrong, Havoc, but are you saying how does one become accountable, and then 2, how does one feel like either it's a negative or a positive? I'm just trying to figure out which way you meant it, and then not feel obligated to have to self-improve, or are you saying how does one take accountability and take actions to bettering themselves? So is it the first or the latter? You got saved, Brayden? Let's go, bro. I'm so happy for you, bro. That was your choice, right? No pressure, right? Benton says, Jay Reese think he was too focused on the question. Okay, so let's go off of what we think he meant. Based off of... Because I don't know if he's still here.
Okay, but let's just go with how does one learn to be...
Busy doing great. Okay, how does one learn to take accountability or be accountable?
Let's roll with that.
Okay. How does one take accountability and start being accountable? I think all of it starts with wanting, right? When you want something, it becomes more easier for you to do. So if you want to take accountability, it's going to become easier for you to take accountability. So self-awareness is really key in that situation, because if somebody's not ready to take accountability, they're just not going to. They're just going to. So how does one learn to be accountable if they're not already accountable? Jay Reese sending 50 goats. Let's go. So how does one practice accountability?
You could start by why you believe that accountability is important, if you wanted to, if that helps.
Like, I love the question, and I guess it comes down to personal experience. But when I was young, and I ended up making a terrible mistake when I was in high school. And upon this mistake, I had to go to juvenile school, and I had to pay $10,000 in fines. And before this all happened, they caught my friend first. And my friend didn't say a word. And when everything happened with my friend, everyone knew that we hung out together and all the things. And my dad came up to me and he said, "Hey, this happened to your buddy. Did you have anything to do with it?" And I was honest, and I took accountability. It was my first point of accountability. And I said, yes, I did, and I would like to turn myself in. So my dad instilled in me at a young age to take accountability first and pay for your actions, and how you're accountable is just being honest on all fronts. It's being honest with yourself and saying, hey, whatever happens, I'm ready to take the consequence, because we're not going to be better unless we learn. So I believe that if I would have played it out the other way, if I wouldn't have taken accountability in that moment, that I would be in a much worse position, because my friend is basically in this all by himself, and now he can do this all by himself and go through this and kind of, go through this transformational moment. Or I can go down there and I can turn myself in, and I can sit it basically, Ben's analogy is I can sit in the mud with him. We both did something, and we both have to take. We have to be accountable for that. Not just one of us, but both of us. And even if your parents are going to be upset, because I used to get whooped all the time and in many different forms, and it's, am I afraid of the consequence? Am I afraid of who's going to know about this? What are they going to say? Are they going to be mad at me? I wonder if he has medallion. Okay. You know, what are they going to say? How are they going to feel when I tell them that I did this? You know, did I tell the truth? You know, just all the different factors. And it's like, which one's going to hurt worse? Feeling that guilt, or owning up to something and having somebody be able to put their trust in you in whatever you say in the future. That if you take accountability for your actions, that the ones around you are going to believe what you say. It's like cry wolf. When the boy cried wolf so many times, his family stopped believing. And once they stopped believing, he actually got ate by the wolf. So it comes down to is like, even if nobody's going to hold you accountable and nobody's going to see those actions and call you out, you need to do that for yourself. Let me get this. I don't think we need that anymore. We just need that. This. Okay, I'm going for it. Okay. So, take accountability. There we go. Jay Reese sending out 50 plus 36 more. Let's go. Ow, ow. Jay Reese says, I love Motivational Mondays. Yeah. It's true. Me too. Ben Fuller says, Jay Reese, thanks. You are a legend for gifting. That's right. I love it. So, which one's going to feel worse? People not trusting you. People not having faith in you. Because you're not going to take accountability in situations. Or, whenever you say something, people know that you're telling the truth. People believe in your words. Oh, I'm holding two of these. So, I would like to say that accountability is a great step towards bettering yourself in whatever way possible. Okay, is this what we need? This is what we need, the combat boon. Okay. So the accountability is one of the key things that make us trustworthy, make people take your words and say, you know what, he's 100% telling the truth. I've seen him take accountability in crazy situations. Like, I think that's the start. I believe it's important to take accountability because even when somebody isn't going to be accountable, it's like, there's a saying that you say, Ben, recently, and it kind of stuck home with me. Is like, you were using it in a gym analogy, and you were saying basically that if you're at the end set and you give up, or it's like a boxing, I think he used a boxing analogy or something like that, fighting analogy or something. And so basically, if you're not willing to give it your all when you're by yourself, when people are around, you know, how are you going to give it your all? Like, you if you're not holding yourself accountable, you're not going to hold other people accountable. How you practice accountability is when things come up, be straightforward with it. Knowing that about yourself, whether it's, okay, I took accountability on what I should be eating. I know I shouldn't be eating this. Okay, how do I take accountability? Okay, I understand that I used this. I went out to eat. For the next week, I'm gonna make sure that not only am I not gonna eat, but I'm going to go to the gym in addition. Now you're taking accountability and you're taking actions towards bettering that portion. Um, but any habit takes 31 days to make or break, so it's very important to kind of start that early on. Where is this guy? Oh, there he is. Jay Reese says, can look into the camera, maybe the viewers will feel more attached to him. Don't get me wrong, love every stream, just merely a suggestion for attention for the viewers. I agree with that. So I could definitely like park somewhere before I give advice and then just immediately boom and then do exactly as you're saying. I think that's great. I think that's great. Probably the questions, yeah, because then it's not as split up too, and you can kind of get my deep thoughts on it. Yeah, I like that one. So that's how I would start taking accountability by just being self-aware about how I can be better, and I would start there. And I'd be like, okay, I'm not good in this area. I'm going to take accountability there, or I'm going to be take accountability and take action towards it. So then you know that you're wrong, and then you're working to make it better. So that way, when the habit comes up where you do something wrong, you can take accountability and figure out how to fix it. Jay Reese says, because it's mostly important stuff, but people come to watch gameplay and stuff. Yeah, I agree. We can give that a go. All right, what do we got next, Ben?
Okay. Where do you want to start? Should we start deep end or do you... I feel like you warmed up a bit now. No, let's throw it in deep end. It'll be funny.
Philosophical.
Okay. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Yeah.
How does one work on themselves? Been struggling for a while now, and there's no particular reason why I feel this way. I never have motivation to do anything. Everything feels mundane. The things I used to enjoy just feel like a task.
The things that he used to enjoy used to feel like a task. Things feel mundane to him.
More time.
Yes.
How does one work on themselves? Been struggling for a while now, and there's no particular reason why I feel this way. I never have motivation to do anything. Everything feels mundane. The things I used to enjoy just feel like a task.
So it seems like he's kind of going through the same things, and he's trying to find his why. Like why are these things important to me? When can I find motivation? So how can he find motivation? How can he get... Oh, let me get the circle real quick. So how can he work on himself so that way things don't feel mundane, things don't feel like the things that he used to love he doesn't really love anymore as much? Okay. So Jordan Peterson says something along the lines... So he says something along the lines of like... And also Gary Vee says something...
You the camera.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Good call. Let me get to circle.
Parks. Get your thoughts. Park somewhere and then
okay.
give it a take.
I like that.
And you can focus on one thing at a time.
There's a person over here. I just got marked. does he work on himself? Things feel mundane. He's not finding an excitement in things that he's accustomed to doing. He's got, to me, it's like he's got to find his purpose, his drive, his mission. What is he? So I would urge him. I would urge him to find out what his mission is. What does he want to do with his life? What's his passions? What's his dreams? What's his desires? If things are feeling mundane to him, I would definitely say try new things. Try new things. Jordan Peterson says that within our DNA we have all of our ancestry's skills and abilities. Go throughout life and try as much as you can possibly try out and be curious. Think about going to, how does a kid think? And we're going to move real quick. 2.2, y'all. So how does a kid think? They think with curiosity. They want to experiment. They want to try out new things. So find that self within you. Find that childlike self inside you and go to those curious traits. Go to the I want to try new things. I want to be curious and experiment with new things. So go out there. If you've never tried rock climbing, find a safe spot within, there's courses and stuff like that you can do, which are safe. Okay, that was weak. Let me find a good place. We're only in the A rank. Oh. Okay, here we go. So, go out and try new things. Go out and try skating if you haven't skated. Go out and try golf if you've never golfed. Go out and try things that are either adventurous or something that gets that spike up in your heart. Find out what your, when your heart like kind of flutters of excitement. Find that feeling based off of getting curious, going back to your childlike mind and saying, hey, I want to try new things and I want to have fun doing it. I would say the more you try, the more you're going to find out what you're good and what you're bad at. That's the first thing. But once again, it comes down to your passion, your desire, your reason why to get out of the bed in the first place. Why do we want to do this? Oh, it's me versus one. Should I go for the win or should I talk? What y'all think?
Go for a win, and then you can talk and then you'll.
I like that. Oh, buddy. Okay, we're gonna get a different angle on him then. Ooh, that hurt. That hurt. I don't know what that jumping thing was about. Okay, that was on me, y'all. Here we go. Okay, so back to it is basically if you're having trouble being able to motivate yourself, being able to work on yourself while you're going through some of these things, add to your list. Add to your list. Find out what makes you happy, what makes that flutter in your heart. What's your purpose? What's your drive? What's your motivation? What do you want from life? Journal these things down, what you want. There's an experiment that I did that's pretty cool and definitely gave me some ups. It was by Stephen Harvey, or Stephen Harvey was kind of who presented it to me. And Steve Harvey goes, I challenge you to write 350 things that you want. And if you're religious, awesome. If you're not religious, that's cool too. Think about it as energy. Write down things that you want to transpire into your life. So Steve Harvey presented it is write down 350 things that you want from God. You know, whatever it is. Start with the smallest, start with the biggest, start with just absolutely anything that comes to mind. Write it down. Write 350 things. By the time you get to 50, it's probably going to be hard. By the time you get to 75, it's probably going to feel like it's impossible to come up with 350 things. Write as many as you can possibly write and continue to write. Add 350. Once you get to 350, make them obscure, all the things. Once you get to 350, post this up on your wall. Put a little tick in there. Read it every morning and read it every night. And once you read it enough, you're going to start finding some of these things that happen throughout your day, and you're going to check them off. Or throughout the year, you're going to start checking them off. And then at the end of the year, look back and see how much things that God did for you. And once again, if you don't believe in God and you believe in other things, think about it in whatever your perspective is, okay? If it's energy, whatever that may be, okay? So, how many things were done for you? You know, how many things did you ask to transpire in your life and they came true? Then go to gratitude moments. Every single day, try as best as you can to go into a state of gratitude. Go for a walk, and while you're on that walk, think about all the things that are happening for you, that you can see, that you can hear, that you can breathe. There's people out there who don't have those things. So go to a gratitude moment, and the more you feel gratitude, the more gratitude reciprocates. The more you think about gratitude, the more happy feelings, the more uplifted you're going to feel. The more appreciative you are going to be of life. And there's going to be a snapping moment where it's going to be like, oh my goodness, wow. This is like everything around me is so beautiful, so amazing. All the parts of life, the good, the bad. All the feelings in life. That's why it's called life. We need to experience all of those feelings and be appreciative of the whole journey, not just the good parts of the journey. Find your reason why. Find your passion, find your desire, find your reason why. Are you here to make an impact in what way? And go out and try new things. All of that is going to help you move in that direction. And if you're not working out and you're not eating healthy, right? If you're not eating healthy, I would start there as well. Get in the gym. Us men, we have testosterone. Women, get in the gym. You have overflowing emotions. We want you to be able to let those out too. Same thing. Go to the gym. You're going to be able to let out some of these feelings that are bent up. Because we're supposed to process things. We're supposed to let it process. Because if we don't let things process, then they're going to come up in different avenues of our life. So I urge you, let things process. Think about gratitude moments. Go try new things. And find your reason why. Okay. Jay Reese says, if only Football Marble was here. Blue shared the live stream. Let's go. Blue says, do you know Epic Smasher, my friend? What, Blue? What you mean? Just me. Just me, mate. Uh-oh. Dang, bro. Getting my butt whooped right this second, y'all. Okay. What else we got? Pooks, welcome. Okay, part 2. What was part 2? Did I get the part 2, or was that the last question? That part 2. Last question.
No, that was the last question for that, I think. Okay. Next question.
Let's get it.
Actually, is this similar? This might be similar, but let's give it a crack. I keep
Could be a
having this
similar.
fear that I'm wasting my 20s. How do I know I'm on the right path?
Well, you know your destination. If you know that you're on, how do you know you're on the right path? Well, if you know your destination, there's many ways to get to that destination. Some are fast, some are slower than others. I think it comes back to the journey. Is if we enjoy every aspect of life, then more things are going to come to us. So what I would say to you is if you know the path that you want to be on, if you know ultimately that destination that you want to be at, read me the question one more time. That way I can make sure I'm giving them the best advice.
I keep having this fear that I'm wasting my 20s. How do I know I'm on the right path?
Fear of wasting 20s. How do you know you're on the same path? Okay. On the right path. Perfect. Okay, so fear of wasting your 20s. Fear of wasting your 20s, and how do you know if you're on the right path? Fear of wasting your 20s, and how do you know you're on the right path? Well, they say that a ship with no destination will, what is it? A ship with no destination will wander and wander, and eventually there's a simpler term. A ship with no destination. Basically, where my mind is if you feel that you're wasting your current 20s and you don't know if you're on the right path, I would say first thing is it's I guess a simple experiment, not experiment, but like something that you can do is what is that word? Not analyze. I'm going to think of it. But while I'm thinking of it, I'm going to skip it. Okay. So you can basically, if you're feeling like you're wasting your 20s and you don't know if you're on the right path, I would urge anybody to be able to write down where they want to be. Where do you see yourself in 2 years, 5 years, 10 years? Start that off small. 2, 5, 10, or maybe even 1 if you can't really think out that far. 1, 2, 5, 10. Think about where you ultimately want to be. Where is that destination? Zilla, welcome. Once you know that destination, then you reverse engineer from that. Go backwards. Make goals. Then make mini tasks to get to those goals. And those goals add up to that final destination, that final where you want to be. So if you feel like you're wasting your 20s and not knowing if you're on the right path, I would then say challenge yourself to write down where's the destination. Once you know the destination, I would challenge you to come up with goals that will get you there. Once you know the goals that will get you there, then I would like you to set up little tasks that will help you finish those goals. Once you can finish those goals, then once you know those mini tasks that will get you to that destination, even if it veers off a little bit to the left, to the right, you know a general line that's going to get you there. So even if you veer off, you know that if I continue, even if I'm going this route, I can continue these things, it will still inevitably get me there because life is going to happen. So what you're doing now fulfilling your purpose? Is what you're doing now helping that goal? Is what you're doing now going to give you that destination? And if you don't know where you want to be, well, that's a different question entirely. We have to figure out what's your passions, what's your desires, what do you like to do, and then kind of reverse engineer from there. But as Gary Vee says, if we live to 100 years old, you're only 20% in. You use up your 20s, you're only 30% in. You have so much time. And I love Gary Vee for saying that. So use your 20s learning. Learn as much as you can in your 20s. Even beyond. Don't ever stop learning, right? But Rosa, welcome. Don't ever stop learning. Don't ever be stagnant or comfortable. Continuously figure out what's going to get you to that end destination faster, and how you can get there faster is by taking the slow route, by learning. So if you learn as much as you can, build more skills to get you there. It's like a plumber comes in, they do just a little bit, but a little knock on there, it fixes the issue. But it takes you like 3 days, maybe a week to fix the issue. So it's like, because they went through that process of learning, they went through the process of, oh, okay, this is the trials and errors. I've tried it this many times and know that this is the right answer. So don't be afraid. Okay. We'll be fine. If he comes up for me, that would be crazy. Okay. Don't be afraid to use your 20s. You're young. You're capable of maneuvering and pivoting and being adaptable. Go out there and learn. Go out there and learn as much as you can. That's going to give you that end result, where you want to be ultimately. Once you know where you're ultimately going to be, then use your life in that direction. If you want to be an actor, well, then you need to go to acting classes. If you don't, and then in addition you make videos, and then you find a talent agency. There's like steps, and then you get on SAG, and then there's steps, and you get those micro goals. In order to get to SAG, I need to do this many extra roles or commercials or whatever it is, right? So find your destination, work back from there, reverse engineer. That's going to give you the best ability to give you those feelings that you were working towards that end goal, and that you're not wasting your 20s, but learning throughout your 20s, gaining these skill sets, so that way it'll happen faster for you. You'll know exactly how to get it done. You'll know so much knowledge that's going to lead you in the direction that you're wanting to be. So that's what I would say. Noah's sharing the live stream. Let's go. Zilla says motivation is key to life. We all need it. We all need it at points. What do we got? Binshi, smashing the like a button.
I feel like I'm growing apart from people I've known forever. How do you deal with that without feeling guilty?
It's okay to leave people behind. It's okay to leave people behind. It's very important to change your circle. If people are no longer interested in the same things you're interested in, that's okay. They're going to go throughout their life. There's some people who are negative and toxic. They deserve to be out of your life. Wait till the point where they're able to learn through their mistakes and learn through being, emotionally intelligent and kind of coming to. If they're not to where you are or where you want to be, and they're not helping that, change your circle. If you feel guilty, keep them at a distance where you can still check up on them. And that's like, that they're not coming to hang out with you. However, you can then, once a year or once every 6 months, you can just be like, hey, just wanted you guys to know I was thinking about you, and I hope everything's going well with you. So that way, because there may come a day where they have that realization, they have that moment where they do better, and they're a different person than what you knew. So I would always say leave with grace. Always leave with grace. If you have to limit somebody, leave with grace. And it's what I mean by that is, let's say somebody's a toxic individual and you know that they're toxic, you can leave with grace by saying, going up to them, and you don't have to always. You can just do it privately on your own, and they can kind of get the hint, whatever it may be. But if you feel like you have to give them something as to why, you just say, hey, I love and I appreciate you, and it's been amazing during the times that we've been together, or been spending time together, or having this friendship. I just wanted you to know that some of the best relationships and some of my best friendships have included these traits, which is always looking out for somebody, whatever you want them to kind of see how they can basically improve. So example would be, I just want you to know, like, I really love spending time with you, and it's been amazing, and I'm looking for friendships who are aligned with this value. Like, I'm looking for a friendship who's always going to be my ride or die, or I'm looking for a friendship that has a lot of empathy and compassion. And I've loved our time together, and I think it's absolutely amazing. But we're gonna have to, basically, I'll be able to talk to you a couple times a year or whatever it is. And you don't have to give people these expectations, like, and that's probably not the best way of putting it. But like, you can put people at a distance without having to kind of tell them. They'll just, over time, you'll just talk less. Okay, if I know a family member is a toxic family member, well, I'll see you at Christmas. I don't talk to you besides Christmas. Or if I know that I have a toxic friend, but they hang out with all of my friends, okay, cool. You just don't hang out with those friends unless they're not hanging out with that friend. You don't have to make it apparent, but you also don't have to be in the position of like, yo, don't be friends with this person because I'm not friends with them. Not like that, because one, we're not controlling, and two, just, yeah, it doesn't make sense. Oh, let me talk to the camera. Okay. So changing your circle is always appropriate. If you feel like somebody's around you and they don't make you feel comfortable, if they're not progressing, if they're going in a different path than you, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. Sometimes it's like a toxic relationship. Sometimes it's like, oh, hey, you're doing your thing. You just had a family, and I don't have a family, so maybe you're not available to talk as much, or maybe they have a business and they're running a shift that's takes up 7 days a week or whatever it is, and you just kind of grow apart. But if you have to distance people, I would definitely say, just say it within yourself. Like, I'm allowed to have good relationships. I'm allowed to have relationships that come with trust. I'm allowed to have relationships that come with empathy. I'm allowed to have friendships that are vulnerable. In whatever standpoint that may be, I'm allowed to have friendships that are growing friendships that want each other to succeed. The more you tell yourself that, the easier it's going to be for the grief because nobody wants to let anybody go. Like, it's hard to see somebody go, especially when you care about those individuals. So if you feel like you have to tell them something or talk to them or whatever, you can do it in limitations. If you feel like, oh man, this is too much to kind of bring this person to the side, limit them slowly but surely. If they're used to talking to you every day, talk to them every other day. Then get it less and less and less until you can go through your grieving process and do that. Yeah, but nobody has to know. You don't have to give anybody any kind of reasons. If you want to help them grow, if you want to help them be a better person, you can tell them. Like, if I really care about somebody and I want them to know, like, hey, you could do this and we can still be friends, I've done that plenty of times. I've told them plenty of times, like, hey, I just want you to know this is a boundary of mine, and I only want friendships who are going to help me grow and be around me in a positive way. cool. So if you're not willing to grow, and I want you to succeed, if you're not wanting me to succeed, that's what I mean. And then secondly is if you're toxic and I'm toxic, like we just have to, that's not okay. So we just have to change up our relationships. And at the end of the day, there's people going through things, so they just need a little bit of help and guidance, and you have to sometimes tell them, what up, Scruffy? You have to kind of just tell them sometimes, like, hey, I loved being your friend, and I still want to continue to be your friend, but now I just want you to know I have boundaries. And one of my boundaries is if somebody's negative and toxic around me, I don't keep them in my life. So I would love to have you in my life still. I just believe that, maybe there's a few things that, I could give you pointers on, or maybe you can, maybe if the person needs therapy, or, hey, it's not, if you would probably not shout at people, or if the way you treat people in public could be better, or when you're around somebody, you kind of don't make them feel good. You can just direct them in ways that allow them to improve. And here comes down to the accountability. Are they ready to hear that? If they're not ready, they're not going to take accountability. Or are they going to be the type of friend that's going to be like, okay, I hear you. I'm gonna work through this. Then you give them time to work through it and see if it's actually something that they are. And you trust somebody until they give you a reason not to. So if they break that, you have to do what's right for you. Yeah. So don't be afraid to block people. Don't be afraid to kick people out of your circle, and do it in a graceful way. It's not just like, yo, I'm gonna let you go. It's, you do it in a way that allows them to grow. Because oh we're gonna find our place. Here we go. Okay. Be graceful whenever you get rid of somebody. You can end things peacefully and still be friends with that person in the end if it needs to be. It's better to have a friend than a foe. Okay? If you ruin that relationship, now you have a foe. If you cater that relationship in a way that's like, I still love you, and I feel like if you could just work on these things, that could be a friend, or it could be a foe, depending on how does that person outlook themselves. Do they see that in themselves? Do they feel like they have some work to do? Okay. Havoc says, I testified this through what happened a few months ago. Had to get rid of a few people. Had to get rid of a few to keep the real. You can always give grace and keep it cordial, 100%. You never know how that person may come back into your life in the future. Lost Halfway says, do you remember me? I do remember you. Zilla says, do you remember me? Zilla, I remember Zilla. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Okay. Havoc says, you're allowed to show love and grace and set respectful boundaries. It's important to set the boundaries, guys. Some people don't know that they're wrong because they've never been told that they're wrong. Give people grace and empathy and say, you know what? Maybe this person was never told that that's wrong, that you don't treat somebody like that. And sometimes it's no excuse. I hear that. But some things isn't common sense to others. So having compassion and empathy for that person is like, okay, hey, I hope that they go through an experience that teaches them that that is not okay. I think I want this. Yes, I do, Peyton. Yes, I do. Oh, frick. I got those. The shield or the storm thing. Dang, this guy had all of it.
Can you clip the invisibility thing if you have them?
What's that? Oh, yes. Let me clip it. I don't know how it works yet. Oh, there it is. There we go. Invisible. I think it's that gun. Unstable exotic. Hit you speed up or slow down enemies. Interesting. Oh. Some bullets create shockwaves effect where they're hit. Okay, no. Shrouder. Jump farther, faster, and higher and become invisible when you sprint.
Ah, yeah.
No! No way! No way! No way! No way! Ah. No! No way. I should have had that wholeheartedly. I was just being whacked right there. Okay. Havoc says, I had to let go of someone I really cared about and reminded them if they need me, I'm a call away. That's exactly right. That's how you give grace. Go ahead.
Okay, I've got 2 more questions. First question. How do you deal with people not taking your dreams seriously, especially family?
Families, in most cases, families are... I really hope and pray that people have a great family foundation where their family's not going to be like that. But in most cases, family members are like that because they're not given the same vision you are. We're all born with a vision, and they're just not born with that vision, and that's okay. So if somebody's going to tell you that, hey, it's not going to work out, that you're not going to amount to whatever that vision is, or you'll never make it, that should be one of those moments that you really, really, really strive to prove them wrong. One of my biggest motivators is people telling me that I can't do something. As long as it makes sense, I'm going to do it. If it's something that I truly want to do, if it's something that I'm truly passionate about, if it's something that I believe needs to happen, I'm going to follow through with it. Because our vision is not somebody else's vision. They weren't born with it. They're not born with the same genius you're born with. people are always going to find a way to hate. They're always going to find a way to not support. And those are not your individuals. Your individuals are going to find you. And they're going to come support. And they're going to come make sure that you know that where you're going and where you're heading is in the right direction. And sometimes family don't see it until it's all already done. And sometimes they still don't see it. It depends on who you're born next to. You know, are they out of spite, or is it they just don't believe because it's never been done in their family? Is it because they don't want to see that for you, or is it they just have never witnessed it? So families going to, in most cases, either picture you or imagine you doing something, because, you know, for instance, mom and dads want to make sure that you're well taken care of, and in some cases there's things that are more riskier than going the regular career. So in those cases, your family's just looking out for you and wants the best for you. And the only way that they know the best is because they've been through their experiences. So don't go for anyone's approval, go for your own. How can you look at yourself in the mirror? And that's what you need to pursue. In what way can I look in the mirror and be happy with what I'm doing? Because I don't need anyone else's opinions. Yes, I think that in some cases, as long as we're going the right direction, of course, it's we're okay on that end. But I think it's important to always want I think it's important to always want feedback. You know, we want feedback from our parents. We want them to know that we're proud. We want them to believe in us, right? Especially family. Those are the ones that you're born into, and you're like, how can I make it right for them? How can I change their living dynamic? In what way can I be the impact that we've yet to see in our family? So I would urge you, prove them wrong so they can finally see and go after their dreams and passions, because a lot of times, once they see you succeed, then they start to believe, and then they start following their passions and dreams. Let you be the one who creates that for them. Ben says, my bad, not sure how I managed that. Oh, what was that?
I somehow tagged Havoc by, I don't know, I must have mispressed something, and somehow I automatically tagged him.
Oh, Havoc says, reminder, what works for them is probably not going to work for you. Taking risks is about learning and growing from the journey you had dreams of accomplishing. Your own family or friends may care, but they will never be you or dream your goals or passions. Yep. Exactly. So do what you want to do, man. Follow your passions, follow your dreams. Let them catch up to your visions and dreams when they see you succeed, okay? And if it's not a possibility, if it's too bad, go back to our last question where we limited people. Limit them. Zilla says, you got this, bro. No. We tried. Sherry said, what up, Sherry? What up, Smasher? I see you, Sherry. Ben says, what up, Sherry? Okay, what do we got, Ben?
Okay. Final question that I have
Okay.
is, how do you stop relying on other people's approval to feel good about yourself?
I think we're going, there's a theme here to tonight's questions, and it's just caring about people's thoughts. Like, as soon as we start caring, that's when it's going to be in our mind, and we start to overthink. What are they thinking? What are they thinking? What's going on? What's happening? You know, do they think this is cool? What if my friends and family don't think this is cool? And then they get that one. I literally heard this story like a couple weeks ago, and this person said, yeah, like, we got into a conversation, and I was like, you know, basically we somehow got into like what our favorite childhood thing was to do, right? And This individual tells me theirs, and I thought it was the coolest thing. I'm like, what? Like, why is he not doing that? That doesn't make any sense, you know? And I think he was like singing or something, because this person was a really good singer. And he said that his dad came to a choir concert or whatever it was, and basically told him that it wasn't cool, that like he just wasn't happy about it. Like his dad just basically said it wasn't cool. And then from that point forward, he interpreted that like, yo, singing isn't cool, and he stopped singing, and he stopped, you know, basically showing off in that way and showing his talent and what he's actually really good at. And now he's pursuing his passions and dreams of singing. But it took him the longest time to realize that the reason he wasn't chasing his dreams or passions is because one person who was super influential in his life said it wasn't cool. And now he's hit it off big. All because he took that belief and said it no longer serves me. So just as you're going through this and you're saying, what are people going to think? How are they going to view me? Taking other people's words for consideration.
Are you asking me or are you telling me?
No. I was just trying to find somewhere to park. So I could look at the camera. Okay, so as long as you're thinking about what are people thinking, do people like me, are they gonna like my content, are they gonna like who I am, and you're just gonna overthink completely, instead of doing that, I urge you to just go all in. Go all in. Take those voices out of your head. Don't acknowledge those. Just do what you want to do. The reoccurring thing is people who are your people are going to come and find you. If your father, if your friends, if your girlfriend, if your family members or friends, whatever it is, don't care for what you're doing or make fun of you. Oh, that's my son. Or make fun of you. Don't acknowledge them. Put them at a distance. Don't speak about it in front of them. And what I mean by that is, my son wants to join terribly. Hang on 1 second, y'all. Okay. Let me wait till this notification comes across the screen. Okay. So if you're just gonna think about, you know, that they're gonna judge you, that they're gonna make fun of you, that their opinion matters, then it's always going to matter. It's always gonna matter. If you say, you know what, they're gonna think what they're gonna think, they're just not my audience. Go out, do what you want to do, be who you want to be, and your audience will naturally come to you. Your people will naturally come to you. I know that's a reoccurring thing. It seems like this one's a lot about people judging people and what their thoughts are, and overcoming and wanting to be accepted. So I would say, to kind of bring this full circle, is if that's how you're feeling and you're feeling like you're in the wrong place, people are judging you, you don't have the ability to feel heard, seen, or valued, I'd urge you to go find your people, and I'd also urge you to come onto the stream, and I'm going to allow you to feel heard, valued, and seen. I'm going to acknowledge you in the chat. I might bring you up here. We may be able to get the opportunity to talk, have some good times, build relationships. So if you can't find them or you're too scared to find those groups, come here. You're always accepted here. I will give you the time. I will give you the space. If we have to pull over, prime example, we will. If we need the time to be able to talk out something, we will. Games are always going to be here. It's a way of escaping reality. You're living your reality, and I want to help you guys get through yours. So we have Motivational Monday. It is on every Monday. You'll be able to see a link, guys, where you guys can put in your questions. They've been open the last 2 Mondays, and we have had loads of questions. And then online we have questions. So I'd urge you guys to be ready, whether you're in the Discord, the link is there, or be ready for next Monday when it's going to be Motivational Monday. This has been so awesome and amazing. I love all the questions you guys asked me. And I'm looking forward to next Monday's Motivational Monday. And I'm excited to see how I can help you guys with your mindset, being able to bring you a smile, give you a way of thinking that might get you out of that box. I love you guys so much, and if you ever feel like you need somebody, come talk to me. Come talk to all the other smashers in here, the OGs, the legendaries. We're all here to make you feel good, give you some positivity, kindness. And if you can't find it here, go to VFriends. VFriends is a great source and a huge community, Gary V's community, and they're all about kindness. Every time I need something, an uplift, go to VFriends. Absolutely amazing. You have so many resources. Come to me, come to VFriends, come to all of our community. I love you guys. Let's get this win, yeah? Havoc says, let's see. Okay, Havoc says, don't worry about what people think about working on your craft. Some people expect those they care for to fail. This is true. So bet on yourself always, because you'll see how far you take it. And then no one can no longer tell you anything anymore because you achieved it. As someone who told me I'm too emotional for them, I let them go and wish them well. This is from Havoc. Havoc says, because of that, I found my misses because I looked for someone who matches that energy. Ow, ow! There we go. There we go. I love it. I love it. That is true, bro. That is absolutely true. I'm proud of you, bro. Jameer, welcome. I'm absolutely proud of you. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh. Where are you, homie? There you are. No, there's another one. Havoc says, she says hi, by the way. Yo, 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 yo. You're with an absolute legend. Havoc is a bossy boss to the max. Freaking love him. That's why he's one of my best friends. So cool. He's a learner and he's a grower and he's willing to work through everything, which is absolutely amazing. I'm really proud of your journey, bro. And there's only so many more crazy, cool, dope things going to be happening. I'm excited for the future, bro. Oh. Hello, hello. Hi, buddy. You joined me? You did? You did? Yeah, I want you to know I'm live streaming right now, okay? We're doing, huh? Oh, Remy's gonna play? Alright, cool, cool, cool. Oh, speed healer boon. Sprint while using healing consumables and gain slap after consuming. Okay. So this is what we're gonna do to get that video, because we need that video. Can I put the mic on? Yeah, I'll put the mic on in just a few minutes. I'm just finishing up Motivational Monday, and then I'll turn my mic on, okay? Okay, we're gonna get hurt a little bit going off of here, guys. Ooh, please don't kill me. Oh! Bro. I tried to get the clip, bro. I tried. Yes, buddy.
Oh, no.
I'll put it on in 2.2. Daddy's just got to finish a few things, okay? Yeah, I'll put it on in a minute, buddy.
I can't believe you did that.
I can't believe I did that either. I was like, I just want to get hurt a little bit, and then I realized how high I was. I was like, please don't kill me. That was not good.
It was not your finest moment, to say the least.
Oh, man. Okay. So everybody who's tuning in, we've been live an hour and 36 minutes. There's a few clips that we need to get. No, what time is it? Oh, dude, Ben, we got everything you needed, right?
I was going to mention it's past my bedtime.
Yeah, it is definitely. We got Ben on a schedule, guys. We got Ben on a schedule. You are an hour, 20-minute late, bro. He got to get to bed.
Hello.
You guys, throw out W's for Ben. Ben's got to go. You got to go, bro. We got to know our boundaries, and we got to put them into play. Ben has got to go, y'all. All right, love you, bro. We'll catch you on the flip side. Everybody tell him, get some sleep. Get some sleep. Wind down, mate. Wind down.
All right.
Havoc says, cheer, mate. Love you, brother. Oh, ow! There we go.
Oh, catch you
Fortnite
tomorrow.
just crashed. Crashed. Okay, broski. I'll talk to you in the AM, mate.
Oh, sounds good.
All
Ciao.
right. Don't forget the old email, mate.
Oh, no, I'll do that, don't worry.
All right, cool.
Peace.
All right, chill, bro. Ooh. Okay, I think I got. Which ones didn't I get? The speed healer. We almost got the speed healer. Ah! Clips doing parkour, building walls. Heightened senses boon. I think I did that one before, but okay. So healer boon, hyper senses boon. Oh, he just wants me a clip doing parkour, building / walls. Okay, I can do that. I can do that. Alright, let's get me mate back in here. Alright, you guys. See how his voice sounds. Hello? Hello, me matey? Where is he? He'll be big. He'll be big. Where you at? Where you at, son? Ouch. Matey. Hello. Rom, my son. bruh. Where you at, dude? I'm about to call him. The disrespect. Bruh. Okay. That is that, y'all. That is that. I was going to do one more match, but that is that. I got a few clips tonight. We're good to go. We're solid. You guys are legends. Catch you guys tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Get ready. Freaking love ya. Catch you on the flip side. Ciao.